Hey guys, what's going on? In this video, we're going to talk actually about something fun. Yes, how to double your Bitcoin or Tesla assets without spending a dime. Now, if you've been following our channel in the last 60 days, we've posted 2 Tesla videos specifically pointing to the levels when to short Tesla. And if you would have done so at $873, recently traded down in the low 500s, I mean, you would have been pretty much able to collect the profits on shorting Tesla, reinvest it, which we believe it's too early to do so because Tesla is about to drop like a rock. Tomorrow when the market opens on Monday, I'm going to show you why specifically by utilizing just a few charts. And speaking about Bitcoin, guys, there's a lot of hype going on right now. With every hype comes a ton of opportunity. Without a bunch of bullshit of what's being talked in the news, I'm going to simply show you a few charts to show you exactly what's about to happen to Bitcoin and how you can literally double your Bitcoin. I mean, if you own 2 Bitcoins right now, I'm going to show you how you can own 4 without investing more of your paychecks into Bitcoin, without investing any of the extra money you may have sitting in your savings account right now, without investing any other sources besides the very Bitcoin that you have right now. I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that. So I just want to make sure real quick that you understand this is not by no means any clickbait video. This is a video about a simple trading strategy we have suggested to our trading community back in 2017 in December, which have produced phenomenal results to those that listen. And this is one of these type of circumstances that resemble the situation in Bitcoin in December of 2017. And you may be new and you may be missed out on some of the chart patterns, which we're going to cover in this video to help you understand things. So without any further ado, let's take a look at this chart right here. And this is the chart of Bitcoin futures. Just took a snapshot a few minutes ago. Sunday, April 4th, 8:11 p.m. Eastern Time. So Bitcoin right now is at 58,850. Surprise gap down. Guys, who would have thought, right? With all this insane bullish news, with all these big investors stepping up, the last thing on your mind right now is the fact that Bitcoin can actually drop. Now, I'm going to show you a few charts in just a second, but first, let me make sure that you have a clear understanding of what is actually happening right here on this chart. And so the key level that we have been focusing on Bitcoin clearly is 60,000. And the question over the last couple of weeks, we have been trying to bring your attention towards Bitcoin for multiple reasons. Oftentimes, the drop in Bitcoin will be just ahead of the drop in the general markets. And we can have a substantial move down in Bitcoin. We've posted a couple of videos suggesting to short it right here at 60, and it promptly dropped to about 53K. So you just to shorten it at 56, 58K, and it dropped promptly to almost touched 50K. So if you took those opportunities, you would have definitely made money short in Bitcoin. And for those of you, they're like, damn, Leo, how do I short Bitcoin? I'm going to actually walk you through this at some point in this video. So what we've got here as far as the chart formation, that's what I want you to focus on before we look at the other charts. You've got a situation where Bitcoin basically breaks above the 60 level, goes all the way to 61,225. That's the day when I've posted a video highlighted this very important aspect of the chart, is the fact that the moment Bitcoin actually breaks above this very phenomenal level of 60,000, it does not hold the gains, but just for a merely couple of hours, and then it surrenders all the gains after it created this gap up. Not only that, it gives a lot of the prior day gains followed by a further drop. We have a similar slope at the similar angle developing right here. And this one is a bit smaller, but they're all parallel right next to each other. So this sharp move right here, okay, almost coinciding with a slightly lower level, which creates a sharp move lower right here, and another attempt to bounce, and the similar behavior is developing on the chart. So we are due for a similar type of development right here on this chart. As you can see, there was a small one right here. So typically you get the first small one. There is a bigger one to follow through near term. So we could get the next moment on the chart in the next 48 hours to resemble this or this right here. Now, you may be thinking like, okay, how can you be certain of that? This is a simple multi-top formation. This is the same type of formation that helped us nail the drop. There's another momentum at that moment, which is not appearing in the charts right now. But in 2017 in December, everybody was highly bullish on Bitcoin. Nobody could see straight. And we think the situation is similar right now because there's a lot of big players coming in. There's a lot of institutional investors. I mean, even Goldman Sachs, right? I mean, they're all wanting to be a part of this next move higher in Bitcoin. And generally, just because they're big, huge financial funds and firms and institutions does not mean that they're fucking right. And so don't be listening to the general media and the hype, because those people that did in December of 2017, they lost their ass. And I'm recording this video to make sure that, you know, if you believe in Bitcoin, that you don't jump out at the most disadvantageous, that you don't jump into this trade at the highs, that you select the most perfect entry opportunity for yourself. And understanding why this big drop is about to happen could help you actually double your Bitcoin by shorting it short term over the next 30 to 60 days, collecting the profits, reinvesting it at a much better entry point. And so I'm about to show you how low can it actually drop, the time frame, and when it would actually make sense to actually put this trade on. So I'm going to switch to stock charts real quick. First chart I want you guys to focus on here is the chart of Bitcoin dating to 2017 and 2018. If you check our channel, right here we posted the video when Bitcoin was at its all-time high within a couple of thousand points, suggesting that within the next 12 months Bitcoin was going to drop to 3,000, and it did actually happen. Actually, in 11 months rather than 12 months, Bitcoin did drop. It's not reflected here in the chart, but I want you to focus on this part of the chart right here. Basically, this December right here coincides with December 2017 top. And the next two moves highly resemble the moves that I have just shown you on the prior chart. So focus on this. So it sets the top. At that time, it was a level of 20,000 that Bitcoin was struggling with, right? So it has a meteoric rise to a level of 20,000. Notice the pre-existing condition, very substantial move within a matter of just a few months, which highly resembles the current situation of Bitcoin. And we're getting a pop one, it drops. We're getting a pop two, it drops. We're getting a pop three, and at that point, when it drops, it does not stop dropping and continues dropping and dropping and dropping. And within literally 45 days, it trades down 70%. I mean, Bitcoin literally drops to a level of 6,000 briefly and stabilizes slightly about 8K. But the point is, those people that were getting in at 20K, I mean, they were losing their ass. And because of how quick the drop is, yes, there was a lot of people suggesting hodl and hold the shit out of it and that sort of thing. But, you know, for a new investor to come in at these levels and thinking, okay, everything is fine, buy the dip, and then it looks like everything is fine right here, and it makes a little pullback higher, and then it drops again. So most of the instances, traders can handle the first drop and the bounce, and it's the second major move lower that most of the investors and traders cannot handle. And current situation with NFTs, guys, clearly coincides with this pattern right here. I mean, have you guys seen the fucking cat they sold for $580,000? What is this cat worth now? I mean, the shit is worth 70% less. So somebody had the balls to buy it at the top. And I'm not saying it was an entirely stupid move. At some point in the future, maybe they'll get the money back. But it was just a bad timing. And a bad timing when you're investing and trading could cost you a lot of time, a lot of patience, a lot of gray hair. So if you focus on this chart, you guys are going to be able to avoid this and make money in the process. So let me break this down one more time. When Bitcoin was hitting 20,000, it dropped, it popped once, it dropped again, it popped the third time. And notice what happens after that. A much grander move over the following 45 days. This is exactly what's happening now. Let's review this one more time. Pop 1 to 61,255, pop 2, followed by another drop, and here's your pop 3. Here's your bounce number 3. After bounce number 3 is what I'm trying to explain to you. After drop, bounce, after bounce 3, this is where the major drop begins. Again, it doesn't drop in one straight shot like in one day, but it is a fucking 70% drop from 20K to 6K, guys. So what is the moral of the story, and how do we know that it is indeed likely to happen again? And one part of this chart I want you to focus, guys, is right here. I want you to focus on this blue line, and I want you to focus on the orange line. And notice that the first move lower in Bitcoin comes at a time on this chart where everything is super bullish, right? If we were to cover this part of the chart entirely, we just look here, look. I mean, the price pattern is above the blue line and the orange line, which is highly bullish. Okay, your RSI is highly bullish as well. But what happens within this RSI pattern, look, it sets the top and then it creates a lower high and another lower high right after that. And that's where the crash really begins. Now, to time this perfectly, we call this pattern a death hook, where the blue line starts moving downward while the orange line is moving upward. And at some point, this is the first indication that near term, these two lines are actually going to cross, which is exactly happening when? Right here. So if you really want to time a perfect entry, yes, you're going to miss on a partially large move right here, because that was a move from 20K all the way down to 13,000 where the cross took place. But from 13,000 to 6,000, damn, that's exactly why I titled the video, how do you double your Bitcoin? So even if you miss the top right here and you enter on the cross, you still have a high probability of doubling from here. Now, this is the history that we're reviewing here. Now, the history may not repeat itself entirely, but even if we don't get this 70% drop from here to here, I mean, we can easily get a drop in Bitcoin right now. Let's take a look at the current chart here, guys. We can easily get a Bitcoin drop back to this, 20K, 30K level. I mean, based on the history of Bitcoin, it's a highly volatile thing. And so a drop to 30,000, I mean, that's going to get a lot of people panicking. And a lot of people that have been getting out right here, guys, and this could be you, thinking, okay, it's 60,000, it's about to break out and fucking go to 100K. I know it's going to happen, and then it pulls back, right? Which, again, this current situation on this chart, on this time frame, highly resembles what? The situation I've just demonstrated for you in December of 2017. So again, it pops once, it drops. Now, in the meantime, it looks highly bullish. Why? Because the price action is what? You think, oh man, it's holding the levels really well. Every time it gets just under the blue line, people coming in, they're buying it. It's not even able to really touch the orange line. Anytime it gets close, there's more buyers that are coming in or get this major pops. So a pop above 61K, followed by a serious distribution. The reason I say serious distribution in this case is look at the volume right here. So it's got this move lower from initially 60K down to 42K right here. It was basically accompanied on strongest volume on this chart. So now we're making the pop. The pop is happening on a much lower volume in relation to the sell side. We're going for another drop and another pop right here. Now, right here, guys, if you take a look at these candles and you examine them, these are bear reversal candles, which communicate to you that this indeed is the top. At the same time, it coincides with the volume drying out right here. And just when it looked like, yes, indeed, based off all these positive headlines, based off everything that you're seeing where? In the news, everything is highly bullish. But what the charts are pointing to is exactly the opposite of what the media is discussing right now. And that is exactly what was happening back in December of 2017. If you turned on any media channel, that's all they were talking about, is how bullish Bitcoin is. And it was just anybody's guess. was not whether Bitcoin was going to drop or go higher. It was just a guess of whether it was going to go, towards 100,000, or 500,000, or a million. Nobody even considered the fact that this damn thing can drop. So we've got similar patterns of behavior among market participants. We got similar headlines surfacing in the news pretty much all day long on Bitcoin. Now we got a lot of positive developments. By the way, this move in Bitcoin, if we go back in history, this super big move to the moon in Bitcoin back then took place. Why? Well, the catalyst that was surfacing in the news, this is the time frame where Bitcoin was going to begin trading on futures exchanges like CME, for example. And so this was going to be like a huge catalyst that everybody was betting. Everybody was just saying like, man, once that shit happens, oh man, this thing could go to 100,000, to 500,000. Nobody thought that in the expectation of Bitcoin futures to start officially trade, which was a historic moment in Bitcoin, that was going to coincide with the top. So right now we have similar conditions. Why? Well, because the same thing, right? Back then it was the exchanges that were going to start trading Bitcoin futures and start offering them. Now it's, all the institutions are getting on board and they're like, hey, we're going to start offering all these Bitcoin ETFs and all kinds of instruments that has to do with cryptocurrency. And so to me, it is the similar type of catalyst that we had back then in December of 2017. And so we got a similarity in the catalyst, we got a similarity in the chart, we got similarity in the pre-existing condition and the huge run-up. And we have a similar condition in what I would call a triple top or a multi-top formation here. Again, to review this, top 1, top 2, top 3. If we go back to this time frame right here, you got top 1, top 2, top 3. If we go to this time frame right here, you got top 1, top 2, top 3. Generally speaking, when you have the same thing appearing on different time frames on the chart, technically it's the case. And I got a bit sidetracked when I started talking about the blue line and the orange line. And look at this, right? We got similar condition right here. The range between the blue line and the orange line, it is narrowing, which communicates to you there is going to be a move of a grand magnitude, especially when you put this information together with the fact now for quite some time we're unable to break above 60,000 when the media is just highly bullish, when we actually have some really strong catalysts for it to go above 60,000. It's just not happening, and it's not happening, and it's not happening. And based off this, again, we call this a death hook, which is a pre-existing condition before a death cross is actually happening on the chart. So if we take a look at this chart in the next 2 weeks, you're going to see that this blue line is actually going to cross the orange line. And if you're trying to pull this up on your stock charts, guys, I'm going to give you a little secret right here. You've stayed this long in the video trying to analyze the charts with me. I'm going to give you a very powerful secret right now. What you want to do is you want to use, instead of, if you really want to time the trade from the standpoint of your entry, you want to go down here for simple moving averages. You want to use numbers 13 and 55. That's the big secret that you should start using when you're trading weekly options on stocks and when you're trading, other charts. So 13 and 55, what are they, guys? They're both Fibonacci numbers. And basically, when you look at the proportion, if we change this to 50 and 200, it's about 4x, which is exactly what this parameters are. They're about 4 time frames apart from each other. So basically, you want to utilize the 13 and 55. If you're using the 50 and 200, you're not going to get the similar lines that I'm showing you here right now. But bottom line, these are the time frames that we have tested here at 13 Market Moves, and they work the best. So trust me, you start using those, you're going to nail a lot more entries with more precision. So bottom line, I've shown you guys 3 charts on Bitcoin. And now the question is, if you did want to partake in the Bitcoin move lower so you can actually make more money and buy it back when it drops to 30,000. So call this level, we're at 58, 59,000 right now, so it could literally get slashed in half. And again, why would I come up with the fact that it can get slashed in half? I mean, if you look at the historic data, right, Bitcoin within a 45 days here, it doesn't drop 50%, it drops by like 60, 70%. And again, if you analyze the similarities and the conditions, what do you have? This part of the chart I was showing you that's transpired just recently. Look, the first sell-off comes on what? Comes on a huge volume. And then as Bitcoin tries to bounce right here, look at the buy volume. So the buy volume in relation to the initial sell-off volume is dry. It's small. It's drying out. Even though it appears like it's bouncing and it is above the blue line here and it is above the orange line, okay, the reality is it's about to make a very bearish move. So if I was to compare the current situation of Bitcoin, we would be in this part of the equation where the death hook is just starting to begin, right? We're not at 61,000 anymore. We're not at 60,000. We're like at 59,000 right now. So if we're to take a historic look, we're like right here. And so there's could be a potential move of still about 60 plus% here. So when I say that Bitcoin can literally drop to like 30K from here, let's say I'm wrong and it only drops to 35 or 40K. Guys, that's a lot of extra Bitcoin that you can buy with a difference. So when you short it, you're going to come in short it at this level, 58 to 60,000. When it drops to 40 or 35 or 30K, you're going to collect the difference. You're going to buy it back. And that is exactly how you will double your Bitcoin positions. And so for those of you that stayed this long in the video, you're probably wondering, well, what the heck? I'm reading the news, Leo, and they're saying that Tesla had a killer quarter in China. So what is that we're looking at that makes us still so bearish on Bitcoin? By the way, on Tesla. By the way, for those of you that have watched the last video, I have actually been bearish on the market itself, and I've listed about, I don't know, 5 to 10 stocks that I suggested were great shorts. And by the way, if you stayed with those stocks, they all dropped right after I posted the video or the next day. Some of the stocks that I said were going to make a drop on Wednesday, they did drop. Stocks like VMC, for example. Again, stocks do drop on great news. And so I've suggested a level to come in and short VMC, for example, at 172.5. At the time I posted the video, it was at like 168. So I said wait till it hits 172 and then short it. At one point intraday Friday, it dropped all the way to like 163. MLM did even better. You know, it got, we suggested shorting it right at 350. At one point, it dropped 20 bucks. We were targeting a move of like 30 bucks, but it dropped like 20 instead. So, which would have still given you guys an easy 200, 250% return. These two stocks, they don't trade like weekly options, but they do trade monthly. So your returns on these two wouldn't have been as great. But BABA, despite of the high bullish market, is still within this crazy bearish pattern, right? And what we've gotten is I sort of got a deal going on against Mike Koo on CNBC saying, hey, he said buy calls, I said buy puts. And so far, we're winning this part of the equation. And if you've taken this trade, remember the level that he said was highlighted of his entry was 227. I said, look, it's going to drop way under 227 within the next 30 days. So we're on track on most of these trades. Tesla was a thing of beauty. So since we are making a video about this, guys, Tesla, definitely a thing of beauty here. And what I want you to focus on here on Tesla. So first, I want you to take a look at this chart right here. It's got a fight against this level of about 680, 700. And the prior two Tesla videos that we've posted, I've recommended you short in Tesla at 873. Right here, right when Joan of Arc and everybody else involved in Tesla bulls, they were saying buy the dip right here, and then they said buy the dip right here, then they bought the dip right here, and then they bought the fucking dip right here. Anyways, they lost their ass at this point on all the ads that they've done in this. And the point of last video was to show you that Tesla can indeed drop all the way to about 400 bucks. I've drawn like a major move 11 formation right here for you to demonstrate that. And the situation right now in Tesla, despite of the positive headlines that came out in China, expecting a huge drop in Tesla shares this week. And let me show you exactly why. So again, I've given you a big secret from 13 Market Moves, how you want to plug in the moving averages at 13 and 55. Now, the second thing I want you to do with this chart is instead of this daily time frame, just go back to this 5-day, 15-minute time frame and update your chart. And what you will see is this. You'll see a perfect shorting opportunity because now, again, with this current bounce in the last 5 days, this is a perfect head and shoulder formation in the shorter time frame. And look at this formation on 13 and 55 MAs. You got a situation where the blue line is just about to cross the orange line. And so this, in 90% of instances, guys, will coincide with a perfect entry on shorting whatever is that you're trading. In this case, it's Tesla, presenting us with another yet great opportunity to profit. Now, the video we've posted earlier last week was saying, hey, when Tesla was still above 600, we say short it. It dropped to a level of 590. And if you're part of our alert group, you would have known that we recommended buying Tesla calls. And maybe you're wondering, well, how the hell do you go and shift your view from calls to puts, puts to calls so fast? Guys, look, it's very simple. I'm not trying to teach you anything complex here. Basically, if you focus on this chart, the reason we turned short-term bullish on Tesla because of this cross right here. Right, so you see this blue line crossing the orange line on the way up. Now, this is called a bullish cross. And as you can see, this is where we're recommended reversing the positions from, from puts right here. We're making a bunch of money. We've reversed them. And we made a killing on Tesla calls. I'll deviate from the Tesla chart for a second because something crazy happened last week. So I've talked to one of the coaches, and they said, we had a new member in the group, and so he started, it was his first day, he's gone through the program, taken all the courses, signed up for the coaching, and there is a moral to the story, so pay close attention to the story, guys. It's kind of funny, but it's kind of really fucked up, and so I want to make sure that if any of you watching this, if it's in your plans to sign up and take the courses and go for our program, that you don't treat it as a, guys, this is not a game. This is serious stuff. It's real money involved. It's a lot on the line. It's a lot of psychological pressure. It's a lot of times the market is going to make you question your decisions, and whether you're on point or not really derives from your ability to calculate and stay and stick with the plan. So we've basically, the coach told the student, because they were buying puts earlier, and he told them to reverse into calls. Apparently, he was so bearish. He did listen to the coach, and he did reverse into calls here. And he clearly told him, look, keep the position overnight. Keep the position overnight. Keep Tesla position overnight. And so the guy sent this particular coach a message at the end of the day. He had like 28K invested in this Tesla trade, from what I understand. And he's like, man, I can't do it. I sold my position. And so as you can see, based off the entry here, right, Tesla went a little bit higher, and then it basically closed a little bit lower. So by the end of the day, I mean, he was losing like maybe 6K. So the guy just couldn't handle it. He got out of the position, and you know what happens next over the next couple of days. All of our students that stayed with the Tesla calls, they made a bunch of money. So you gotta develop your ability, okay? Number one, if you sign with any of our programs to work with a coach, you have to put all your emotions aside. You just have to listen and execute. Otherwise, the program is not gonna work for you. And you don't want to be in a situation like this guy who all of a sudden, it's his first day. He's like, oh, yeah, man, let's do it. Let's go. And then by the end of the day, he can't find his balls because he's losing 6K in a position that could have made him a fucking 70K in the following 48 hours. So don't be that guy. Study the hell out of the charts. Take all of our programs and make sure that you're able to shift as the market evolves, as the chart evolves. And you have to trust the chart, because if you're going to trust your emotions, guys, it will come and bite you in the ass every time, and you will keep losing money as a trader. You have to have the plan. You have to stick with it. You have to stand by your calculations. Sometimes the market is not instantly going to do what you're expecting it to do. You have to stick with your calculations, guys. And so in this particular case, we went bullish on Tesla, and we turned bearish on Friday. And you might be thinking, how the hell did you do that, Leo? And why? Guys, Tesla is like, it's the easiest stock to trade on bear side when it's got a positive announcement coming out. Like, it's got a 99% probability of dropping on a positive catalyst. So the positive catalyst clearly on Wednesday, Thursday has been the infrastructure plan. Biden said, hey, the future is in the charging stations. We got to, spend a bunch of money. And Tesla would be clearly the beneficiary of that. And so you'd expect the stock to pop, and it does. And as soon as it makes this bear reversal candles, guys, you got to start fucking shorting it. You got to stop listening to the news. You got to focus on the damn chart. That's how you beat the markets. Okay, and what the chart at this point, if you missed this entire move, what the chart points to is the fact that Tesla is going to drop lower, way lower. And it doesn't mean that it doesn't have any potential to first pop like it did on Friday, right? It pops, and then guess what? It pops like 38 bucks, and then it fucking drops $45. So if you were bullish on Tesla and you were getting, oh yeah, oh man, the infrastructure plan, oh, in the news, they're saying Tesla to the moon again. Look, it's like you're never going to make money listening to the fucking news. It's always too late. You got to read the behavior, and you got to read the charts. You got to be able to put the 2 and 2 together. You got to be able to understand the moves. Guys, this is a simple move too. Anybody that took the Tesla on the short side on Friday, they made a killing. Friday meaning, Thursday is what I meant. Thursday was the last trading day. So focus on this chart, and if your goal to own more Tesla shares, what you want to be doing right now, you want to short the hell out of Tesla. You want to wait till it drops, to 500, 400 bucks. You want to close out your shorts, and you want to reinvest the money into buying more Tesla shares. So if any of this information I've shared with you so far, if it doesn't click, if you still don't understand what the hell you got to do, guys, make sure you click the link below this video. You simply go to 13marketmoves.com, schedule a 20-minute coaching call with a senior trader here. Talk to a coach. Make sure that you understand how to utilize this information to your advantage. And I promised earlier in the video that I was going to show you a place that is going to be the easiest place to short Bitcoin, and I'm going to put a link right here on the screen for you. I'm also going to put that link under this video so you can go ahead and sign up. But let me just mention a few things. This particular place to trade Bitcoin is incredibly easy to use. You can get set up literally within minutes and start trading. This is not the best option for us that are located in the United States. Pretty much, if you are in the United States, you got to get a VPN. There's a ton of VPN services you can get out there. Make sure you get a static VPN, not the ones that's jumping all over the place. Make sure you get the VPN. Then you click this link. This link, guys, is going to help you save thousands of dollars in commissions in the first 6 months. So make sure, if you're in the States, you sign up with a VPN service first. And you click this link, then you click this link to sign up. Because if you click this link right now and you go in, they're going to see that if you're in the United States, that you're from the United States, and you're not going to be able to open an account. But if you are outside of the United States, I think the only other country that, besides the United States, that's not allowed is Canada. And pretty much the rest of the world, if you're in any other part of the world, you can set up an account with ease. So make sure you click the link. You can transfer your Bitcoin. You can start trading there right away, guys. You can start trading right away. You can use up to 100 times leverage. Now, I would not suggest using that much leverage because, as you know, Bitcoin is highly volatile. Yeah, it can drop 5,000 points, and then it can go up, 2,000, 3,000 points, within the next 2 hours. So if you use 100x leverage, you will lose because they will close you out. So my recommendation would be to stick with 15, 25x on your leverage. I wouldn't go much above that. It's going to give you a much better position from the standpoint of Bitcoin volatility, and you will win by utilizing that strategy. Now, if you have any questions about how to short Bitcoin, guys, if that is of interest to you, make sure you leave a comment under this video. If it is an interest, I'm going to make a video and show you how to do it. And again, if you're trying to set something up like tonight and be ready for this potential Bitcoin move lower, then hey, you want to schedule a 20-minute coaching call right now and talk to a trader here at 13 Market Moves. Anyways, guys, I hope this video was helpful. We've taken a look at a chart of Bitcoin that points to a potential development that happened once in the history of Bitcoin already, and it shows that there are many characteristics we shouldn't be neglecting on the chart, that there is another instance in history that is about to take place. Also, while the whole world is getting bullish on Tesla again with the infrastructure plan, the chart shows that the next move in Tesla is lower. And if you guys have not watched the last 2 Tesla videos, we basically nailed every move in Tesla. I want to make sure that you visit these videos. You can learn a lot from these videos, guys, understanding why we're doing certain things. And a lot of times it will be a total contradiction from what the public opinion is or from what everybody else is talking about, because we don't listen to that. What we do listen to is what the charts are pointing to. So all of these multi-billion-dollar funds, apparently they couldn't understand that this was a multi-top formation in Tesla, so we told everybody to short it right here. Nobody believed it could drop. I mean, you had people buy it right here, right here, right here. People were still fucking, that's when they were unloading right here at the bottom. But that's when we caught some bullish moves and reversed into puts. In the second Tesla video recently, I've posted how after this initial drop, it was going to bounce where? To 700. I said, don't short it. Okay, after this big move lower, don't short it. What you want to do is wait for the bounce. You want to short this bounce right here. And notice how easy it is, guys. If you don't understand what black candles are and how to trade them, make sure you click the link below and get our charts divergence course, because both of these highly profitable moves in Tesla, they happen when? Right after the black candle. So we've nailed this black candle right here at 873 area, 870, right before all of these this major move unveiled. And this black candle right here is when we posted the other video saying like, hey, you got to go short Tesla right here. So you would have made a good bit of money there as well. So if you are missing trades like this, guys, get some help. Okay, you don't have to fight this market on your own. Get some tools. Get some tools that can actually help you beat this market, because there is a battle every day with the market, and you can't just go out there and fight this market unprepared. So if you don't know how to prepare, we're here to help you do that. Again, visit 13marketmoves.com. Until then, happy trading, and I'll catch you guys on the next trade soon. Let's roll. Double that Bitcoin, damn it. Let's go.